Live, Trump kills the lead in the polls at the Maga rally in Macon, Georgia. This is happening right now. Type 1 if you're on that Trump train.
Thank you very much, and I'll tell you, I love this state. I love Georgia. I love Georgia. And I'm thrilled to be back in this incredible place with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. That's what you are. You are hardworking. You're great. We know how good you are. And we're bringing this country back fast. We're going to bring it back fast. I'd like to begin by asking you a very simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? With your vote on Tuesday, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country. And I will bring back the American dream. We're going to bring back the American dream. We're just 2 days away from what will be the most important political event in the history of our country. I believe that. But you have to do one little thing. I don't want your money. I don't want anything. The only thing I want is get out and vote. Just get out, finish it.
You're on that Trump train, type 1. I wasn't even going to do a video today, but I got to remind y'all motherfuckers, get out there and vote.
Right there, we had a tremendous number of early votes, a record-setting number, records like nobody can believe. Thank you. But all I can say is on Tuesday, just go out and vote, and we're going to close this thing out, and it's going to be party time. It's going to be party time.
L'Oreal,
this is really all you need to know. Kamala broke it, and I'll fix it.
Zuki, salute. L'Oreal, former, everybody that's here, salute to y'all. This is the final lap. Y'all on that Trump train, type 1 is in the chat.
Bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. We start from a very bad place. We're a nation in decline. We're a nation in decline like we've never seen a decline. What they've done to our beautiful country is just so hard.
I'm gonna turn it up a little bit tonight, man. We at the final stretch, so I got to take the gloves off and stop being nice to these Democrats, man. They like to call them Democrats, and that's exactly what the fuck they act like.
Nobody's gonna believe it. We're gonna drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill.
This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of gross incompetence and failure, or whether we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country.
I was on the voting line today, man, and I was looking at some of these people with the fucking. I wanted to punch some of these people in their face, man. Especially them people that were giving me them blue ass pamphlets.
Think of that, the golden age. This
Trump train,
the golden age of America. Think of that, how beautiful that sounds.
Golden age of America. Hey yo, if you're on that Trump train, type 1, double tap the screen and go to the top right, hit 3 dots. Let's go.
Under our feet, then Saudi Arabia, then Russia.
Today the lines was around the fucking building.
And I told a great guy, RFK Jr.
B1 in the building. Salute.
He said, Bobby,
mind the major Baltimore, my fucking brother. Salute.
On health, you work on what we eat, you work on pesticides.
Drug-minded. Salute, man.
The one thing you have to let me
Quadra, salute.
I gotta work the liquid gold. You're not gonna touch that.
Let's get the likes up. We should have 30 likes right now. Double tap the screen and get the 3 or hit the 3 dots at the top. This is live, y'all.
We don't want too much advice. We don't want too much advice, Marco, on the liquid gold. We're gonna pay off our debt. We're gonna do things that you wouldn't believe, and we're gonna give you. I gave you the biggest tax cut in the history.
Organized. Big ass crowds, organic energy, not that, nobody twerking on this stage.
To stand up and tell Kamala or Harris. When I say Harris, nobody knows who the hell I'm talking about.
You're fired.
I said Harris was out tonight. Who's Harris, sir? Nobody knows who she is. But on Tuesday, you have to stand up and tell Harris that you've had enough. You can't take it anymore. You're the worst vice president in the history
You're
of our
fired.
country. It's the worst administration in the history of our country. Kamala, you're fired. Get out. Get out. You're fired.
Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Get up out of that White House, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a big place. This place is packed, and you have more people outside. I always ask this. Would anybody like to give up their ticket to somebody outside? No? Would anybody like to hand over their gun to Kamala? Is there anybody, one person in this giant, tens of thousands of people, one person would like to hand out their gun? You'd be famous for the rest of your life.
That's right.
That's what she wants. She wants to confiscate your guns. You know that. With your vote, we are going to win Georgia. We are going to defeat Kamala. And we are going to...
In China Robertson, Iowa, we're going to keep a close eye on that next couple of days.
Over the past 4 years, Kamala has orchestrated the most egregious betrayal that any leader
Here's this video, y'all.
has ever inflicted upon its people. What she has done is not acceptable. It's so bad. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of gangs and criminal migrants. I mean, we have migrants pouring in here by the tens of thousands that are criminals.
Thank you, B1. Thank you, B1, because mine and Major Baltimore is a real close friend of mine, man. He's one of the most realest people I've ever met in my entire life. Salute to him and his family. And you're one of my new friends that I value like a motherfucker. I wish you came around more.
Lots of people coming from the jail.
Thank you, y'all.
Stealing countless American lives, and they do nothing about it. These are open borders. They come in totally unchecked and unvetted. Just days ago, right here in your state, an incredible 25-year-old mom, beautiful mom.
This is fucked up.
Mimi Rodriguez Ramirez was kidnapped from a Walmart parking lot.
From a fucking Walmart parking lot. They kidnapped this girl, R-worded her, you know what I'm saying? Killed her, and then left her body like on a highway or something like that. These niggas are savages, man. Hey, yo, listen, let me tell y'all gang something, man. You know, Bloods, Crips, I don't give a fuck what y'all call yourselves. You know, I never promoted no gangs. You know what I mean? But y'all way better than these motherfuckers that's coming in this country now, man. Y'all need to get active. For real, for real. Motherfuckers talking about they, you know, they in it for the hood and all this shit and the betterment of the community. Well, they fucking your community up. Where the fuck y'all at? Y'all niggas out here banging for anything else. For any other dumb reason, you motherfuckers will get out here and throw your life away. All right? They taking over your project. You better get active. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Especially in New York. Fuck type of dudes. Imagine you going out with some nigga, you trying to get some money and shit. Nigga want to rape the chick and kill her. Come on, man. Come on, son.
Safe.
Do me a favor. You got here through the shorts feed, vertical, whatever, right? Double tap the screen, get the lights up, go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. We in the final stretch. This shit is live as fuck. If you're on that Trump train, type ones in the chat. And more importantly, share the video.
She was horribly abused and murdered, violently murdered. A week later, her body was dumped on a road. It was found by the police in condition that they said they've never seen anything like that before. The animal who murdered Mimi was an illegal alien who came to Georgia to maim and kill people. It made no difference.
You gotta be an animal to want to rape a bitch during a fucking robbery.
Behind a 9-year-old daughter.
Shit.
And her absolutely wonderful mother, Carmen. Yesterday, my friend, a very wonderful man and a very patriotic and philanthropic.
Pay attention to this because he's about to, the dude he's about to bring out is going to bring the woman that happened to.
He's just very amazing. In fact, he made contributions to Georgia with your hurricane problems, and he made tremendous contributions to North Carolina. Alabama,
Not a bad idea. No reply.
Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida. What a horrible thing that was. But my friend's name is Steve Witkoff, and he reached out to Carmen when he heard about it. And I'd like to ask Steve, he doesn't know I'm going to do this, and he may not want to speak in front of 40,000 people because I don't know if he's ever done it before. But Steve is just this incredible guy, and if it's okay with you, Steve, I'd love to have you come up and say some wonderful things about Mimi and Carmen and that incredible family that's been decimated. Steve, what?
Yeah, they did that. They did that girl bad, man. Oh, for Lord.
Hello, everyone. The president is a lifelong friend of mine, and he is one of the best men I have ever known. I speak about him often, and I like to tell people about his humanity, his sensitivity, his empathy. I am a member of a very bad club. It's the club of parents who have buried their children. When my son Andrew died, there was one person who supported me unconditionally. That was President Trump and his wife, Melania.
Okay. They be attacking his wife and everything, man.
We were having a conversation, and I told the president that my son Andrew leads me to others who have been in distress. Several days ago, that happened again. As a member of this audience, Josh McCoon, who you heard earlier, was a great guy, told me about a Georgia woman, Mimi,
Okay.
who had been murdered. I told the president the circumstances
My father
that
took
he
her
was
out of,
shaken.
I snatched her out of a Walmart parking lot.
Told me to reach out to the family and do whatever we could. I flew to their home tonight to pick them up and bring them here, and they are here tonight. Distraught and sad, but I believe uplifted, and they are Trumpers and have voted for him in this election, all of them.
A lot of young people in the crowd. I like that. And there was a lot of people today on the voting line. A lot of youngsters out there.
Earlier, that even after this terrible tragedy, this president, when he becomes president on Tuesday, can bring us out from the abyss.
Don't even say the word Harris in my chat today. All right. Anybody say the word Harris, just time them out. Don't even tell them why.
I'll tell you briefly about Mimi's family. They are hardworking from Puerto Rico, living in Georgia, making a home for themselves. They never imagined their beautiful daughter would be killed by someone who did not belong in this country. On your behalf, Mr. President, we have raised.
There go that Mac shuttle band I'll be telling y'all guys about. Yeah, they like fucking my channel up. But I dare one of y'all say Harris in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Now, I typed Harris as a way to kind of set you up. You know what I mean? I do have trollish behavior sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And today I'm extremely bored. I'm kind of upset about some other shit, but you know, I take my frustrations out on you people on the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's my secret for me to you.
Carmen, please come up to meet the next president of the United States.
Let's go. If you're on that Trump train, type 1. All right. All right, we're gonna forward it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This is live, y'all.
A week ago, Border Patrol gave me this incredible endorsement. They said he's the greatest president in the history of our country. I said, does that include Lincoln, Washington? And yes, sir. But then I told the story, but then one of the guys got up and he's 37 years old. He said, he's the greatest president in my lifetime. I didn't like that. He's 37 years. I like I like the other one much better. The greatest ever. No, the Border Patrol is great. They're incredible people, and they gave us a full-throated endorsement. And they have every year, frankly. They always endorse me. And
do me a favor. Let's get the likes up real quick. Go to the top right of your screen, double hit the three dots, or double tap the screen, and that gets the likes up for me. All right. And then they'll send a bunch of people up in here, and I'll turn up and I'll shit on some people and really entertain you. But as long as it's under 200 people, I'm gonna just chill. All right. So if you double tap the screen, get the likes up, they'll do that. All right. You want to be entertained?
incredible
Apply.
patients, them and ICE and law enforcement and our sheriffs. Our sheriffs are great. Police all over the country. They're not. They are really respected by everybody, but they don't understand because they don't get treated properly, and we're going to treat them properly, and they're going to solve our crime problem very easily. It's what they want to do. They're dying. You know what? They just want to. They're dying to do it. They watch these stores being robbed, guys walking out with refrigerators, 500 thugs going into a department store, cleaning it out. Some of them with refrigerators
On their backs.
And they want to do something, but they're told to stand down. Don't even think about it. You'll lose your pension. You'll lose your house. You lose all your money. You lose your family.
Ain't that shit crazy how they get letting all these fucking illegals go, but they ain't letting no Americans go. Trump was the last motherfucker to let some Americans go. They ain't letting no Americans go.
Cities and stop the crime in our country. And they know, I have to say, you know, somebody said, well, how would you do this? Because obviously we have to deport these murderers and drug dealers and terrorists. We have terrorists coming into our country at levels we've never seen before. You know, in 19, if you look at the numbers issued by the Border Patrol in 2019, a Trump year, and I don't even agree with these numbers. They said I had 0 terrorists. Oh, by the way, bring down that board, please. Just my favorite board in the whole world. My favorite board in the whole world.
Yeah, too bad YouTube don't know that B1 because they got me shadow banned like a motherfucker now. I can't wait till this Trump shit is over with.
Yeah, is it up there, Mike? Yeah. So I love that chart. I love that graph. I sleep with it every night. I kiss it. I hold it tight, but it saved me because if I didn't make that sharp turn to the right to look at it,
Sunday, we're going to get
popping with you tonight. So if you look at the arrow on the bottom.
Now, speaking of polls, no freaky, you know what I'm saying? Slide your ass in that poll and answer that poll. It says 25. Okay, now we all know that they're trying to do us dirty in Iowa. If y'all know, you know. But that won't work this year. All right, check this out real quick. All right. Now, it looks like Trump is leading.
Polling update to get to. We've got about 30 total polls that have been released from last night and also this morning. We had the crazy Iowa poll last night. That's totally fake. It swung everything.
Oh, man, this is a real reaction, y'all. I did not see this. I literally pulled this up right before I started the video, right? So that means right now, I'm correct. In my sense is that they are really trying to rob us right now.
It swung the betting. There's all these liberals saying she's going to win Iowa. She's going to win Ohio. It's total crap. It's desperation. Even Morning Compost now admits that Trump's.
I'm in Ohio. They not feeling it.
Left. Now their final numbers are out, and they're still kind of iffy, but they're better for Trump than expected. You can see their final national poll is only a Harris +2. I think Trump's going to do better than that, but
it says Wisconsin, Trump is up 1. Pennsylvania is tied, ironically, because Pennsylvania don't like her either. Arizona's tied up. Trump is up 5. And Florida. Trump is up 2 in Georgia. Harris is up 1 in Michigan. Trump is up 2 in North Carolina, the important states. And Trump is up 9 in fucking Ohio. So why would they even be talking about Ohio is beyond me. But trust me, she ain't getting Ohio. The lines is wrapped around the corner, bro.
Still, when you're talking about this pollster with how liberals they've been throughout the entire cycle, you'll take a +2 for Harris. State by state, Wisconsin, Trump up by 1. Pennsylvania tied. Arizona tied. Obviously, I think Trump's up in Arizona. We've seen several polls where Trump's up by 4 or 5 right now. He's got like a 75% chance to win Arizona, according to the betting.
Of course, Trump is up in Arizona, man. If you from Arizona, type 1 and type 9 in the chat.
Florida, Trump +5. That's low. Trump's going to win Florida by at least 8 or 9. Georgia, Trump +2. Michigan, Harris +1. North Carolina, Trump +2. Ohio, Trump +9, which I agree with. I think Ohio will be about a 9.5-point margin.
You say I'm a clown. Your mother's a clown. You watching a clown on YouTube, stupid.
Texas, Trump +7, which I also agree with. And by the way, if Ohio's Trump +9, we don't even going to talk about Iowa anymore. But it's just like there's just no way Iowa's going to go to Harris. But either way,
it looks like I'm gonna have to be in the shadows too now. No reply. No,
or Iowa's not going to go to Harris. That's what I mean. But when it comes to these polls, these are good numbers for Trump. They are. I mean, you're going to get Michigan being a little bit more liberal, but this is a very liberal pollster. And to see a Pennsylvania tied, that basically means
I didn't say they stole the election. The election didn't happen yet, you fucking idiot.
Trump's up by 2 or 3 according to that pollster with how liberal they've been. 538. Who would have thought this? 538 has a higher chance for Trump than Polymarket. No, I actually think Polymarket's at like 54.5, but 538 at 50.
Hey, listen, man, you better calm down in this chat. You know, I do extremely good work around this motherfucker. And trust me, nobody has a troll database bigger than me. All right. Your stupid name will get, plastered all over the fucking internet. In this sector right here that I'm in, that I created, these motherfuckers will find your kid's school, you know what I'm saying? And put a eggplant in their mouth and go viral. All right. You want to remain anonymous. Shut the fuck up over here. Okay.
3% for Donald Trump. This is the liberal gold.
Say something that makes sense. Don't come over here shooting at people, man.
Gold standard forecaster. It's what they've been using this entire time. Their own forecast has them losing, even though the way they factor the polls, it's heavily weighted to more liberal pollsters. They've even got Trump losing, or excuse me, they've even got Harris losing, with Trump getting 275 total electoral votes there. This is what I tweeted last night. My liberal friend just called me. He's pumped after the Iowa poll. Thinks Wyoming and Montana are now in play. People think this is serious. It is kind of fun to do, but people are like, he's delusional. I mean, obviously it's just a joke, but it is pretty funny. Now we've got new national poll. This is the final poll by ActiVote. Trump up by 1 in terms of just the national average overall. That's great. If Trump wins the popular vote by 1 point, I mean, this does add up to 100, which is not, it's not realistic. Obviously, Jill Stein's going to get some votes. The Libertarian is going to get some votes. And there's going to be some other people, voting just other candidates. It's not going to add up to 100 between Trump and Harris, but still, you'll take the 1 point lead there. Georgia, Trump plus around 2. Arizona, Trump +2. North Carolina, Trump
I agree. It should be more, but we know that this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? Georgia, Trump is winning. Trump is up in Georgia, Arizona, North Carolina, and Michigan. Harris is up by only 1 point in Pennsylvania. We're going to take Pennsylvania. Hopefully, he's going to Pennsylvania tomorrow. I didn't check yet.
Plus about 1. This is a little strange. Michigan, Trump.
It's Pennsylvania and Iowa. If you leave it up to me, go to Iowa and knock down Iowa too.
Plus ½ point. Pennsylvania, Harris +1. Wisconsin, Harris plus 1.8. So this would be a Trump victory, but it's a weird. And then Nevada, they don't even have, I guess they don't have a real victor in Nevada. They're saying it's 50-50, but a little bit odd that Michigan would be the most conservative. I mean, it's not crazy because these states, the margins are going to be very, very close, but it would be very surprising if Michigan went to the right and the other 2 Rust Belt states went to the left in terms of that. We've got, that's just Morning Consult again. Iowa, this is just to show you how ridiculous that poll is. Iowa early voting by the years. So the early vote in 2020 was Dems +12. 2022, I don't really pay attention to the midterm years, but 2024, a tie.
Fucking tie.
Mm-hmm. So that's a 12.
Only Trump could have made that
point shift for Republicans from 2020. And they're saying that think about that. It is just early voting, but it's crazy. Trump wins the state by 8 points in 2020. The early voting shifts 12 points to the right. The voter registration shifts more to the right. And now Harris is going to make up all of that.
Damn, he decimating these people, man. He's changing like shit that's been in their favor for fucking forever. He just switched that shit overnight. It
makes no sense. You can see it's now tied, and that's basically the exact same thing we've seen in Florida. And we're talking about Trump winning Florida by 9 to 11 points in terms of the early vote shift, 2020 versus 2024. Florida and Iowa have had a similar shift. So the idea that, I mean, it's just the most outlier of all outliers. It is absolutely ridiculous. Harris's campaign is clearly so far ahead that instead of going for a knockout punch in Iowa or in Ohio, they're throwing everything at Pennsylvania. Yeah, apparently her last 3 rallies all on the same day are in Pennsylvania because that's her only path.
Oh, not only that, brother, but she panicked. I mean, Trump went out there and fucked up Pennsylvania.
She has to win the
spend some money on Pennsylvania. Let's keep it a Dow Wow.
Rust Belt states to barely get over the finish line at 270. That's it. Maybe they'll be like, well, maybe Nevada. But it's like, of course she's going to be in Pennsylvania. That's the state that's lagging when you're looking at their blue wall. There should never be a blue wall. It's ridiculous. These are white people in the Midwest. They should vote Republican. But her blue wall, she needs Pennsylvania. But no. It makes total sense. She hasn't been to Iowa once, but she's going to flip the state. Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't think she's been to Ohio either.
That part. You have not gone there yet. So how the fuck in a million years do they even know about you? And then from the ground in Ohio, bro, let's keep it real, man. They eating the cats out here. I seen that shit with my own eyes. I actually got a video about it.
Really get over the finish line at 270. That's it. Maybe they'll be like, well, maybe Nevada. But it's like, of course she's going to be in Pennsylvania. That's the state that's lagging.
Yeah, they're eating these fucking cats. Don't look at your screen like you're crazy, like I'm crazy. They're eating the fucking cats, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, people could say, yo, they're not eating the cats 1,000 times. Who gives a fuck? They said the picture of Tupac is fake. You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? You think I'm moving on that type of time? I seen it with my own eyes, just like I'm looking at this picture right here with this Tupac picture. You know what I'm saying? They eating the fucking cats, man.
When you're looking at their blue wall, there should never be a blue wall. It's ridiculous. These are white people in the Midwest. They should vote Republican. But her blue wall,
the cats is disappearing. Like, where the fuck is the cats going? They're not getting adopted.
Needs Pennsylvania. But no. It makes total sense. She hasn't been to Iowa once, but she's going to flip the state. Yeah. I don't think she's been to Ohio either. You would think, oh my God, she's going to flip these. She should be there. It's very obvious that poll was ridiculous.
Thank you, because how could you flip the numbers if you've never even fucking been there yet?
And it just didn't make any sense.
It's almost assuring the other guy to vote.
This Emerson's final numbers. Let's take a look at this. Emerson has Harris and Trump.
All because of Trump told me to eat cats and dogs. Man, I seen him eat it with my own eyes, man. I seen a Haitian dude put a cat to his neck, rip his fucking neck out, and blood start. Trust me, I showed these people the video already.
Trump tied. That's beautiful. Emerson's got Trump winning independence by 6 points. This aligns perfectly. This is good data. Emerson's been releasing some decent data here. Generic ballot Dems +1. That's a little bit.
Oh shit, Kenny in the building. He coming in hot.
I think it's going to be Republicans +1 or +2 in the generic ballot. But look at this. I mean, this is Trump was losing. Now he's brought it back with Emerson. This is exactly what you want to see. This is the type of stuff we want.
Can somebody read DMW shot comment? How is she going to win? There are only pro-Trump content on YouTube vertical. Now, exactly. Who is arguing for her? No, everybody's against her.
Going into the election, you'll take the tie from Emerson in terms of the national final poll. This is a rundown of everything we got. So we also had, and I reacted to this last night on my stream. I didn't do a video on it because it came out late, but it was the final Atlas Intel polls. And this is why it's so crazy with the betting. And
Trump up 2% in national polls. That's overall. This is what we're looking at, right? Arizona is us. Nevada is us. North Carolina is us. Iowa should be ours. I don't know. I swear to God, they playing games in Iowa, talking about she's up 3 in fucking Iowa, right? I mean,
and this is why it's like, well, you know, when it comes to Polymarket and any of the betting sites, I'm referencing Polymarket, but it has an effect on all of them. What happened yesterday was Trump got better polling numbers than Harris, and his betting numbers went down significantly. It makes no sense.
Trump is not a kind man. Hey, I seen it from. It sounds like you got your feelings in this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but fuck your feelings. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for a kind man. Is your boss a kind man? The motherfucker that pays you. This is what he's looking for. He's looking. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, He's looking for a kind man, or he's trolling me and being sarcastic. You know what I mean? Anyway, they eat the cat meat and use the blood and bones for Haitian voodoo. If only her bots could vote, she would kill Trump. Not everybody, fool. Bet numbers aren't a good indicator. But I told y'all, I'm on the ground. I'm at the rally. Listen, I was at the at the voting polls earlier. I got there too late. It was wrapped around the corner. Bro, I'm gonna be there at 7 o'clock, you know what I'm saying, in the AM, getting content, getting with the people, you know, and telling them my story. You know, I seen them eat the cats. I showed the video. They eating the cats. Y'all sound desperate, and the trip is you first. And the trip is you first time voters. You are new to the political process. Welcome to the party. Well, you looking at somebody feeding you. Well, my flag over here actually says Trump 2020. I'm not new to the political field. I've been doing this shit my whole entire life, you goof. And that's if you're talking about me or you trying to disrespect. All right, you looking at somebody's feeding you. It's looking bad for him according to who? You? No, everything that I'm showing, the content that I'm showing is telling you that. All right, listen, look, let me just tell y'all something, right? I'm tired of talking to y'all. Moderators, can y'all do what y'all do with these people?
It was one poll in Iowa.
Just catch one. I don't care if they nice.
And you can see here, the Iowa poll, Harris +3. Look at all these other polls. These are the Atlas Intel final polls, the most accurate pollster in 2020.
So that's according to what he's saying right now. There's 5 different polls we're showing you. This is like the 4th one.
Trump +2 in the national. In Arizona, if he wins by 7, Kerry Lake is also winning. But winning
Rich P, I wasn't even talking to you, bro.
Arizona by 7 is crazy. I think it's going to be less than that, but he's still going to win it. Nevada by
sneak in comments and shit like we don't run the tight ship around this motherfucker. Exactly. Enzo and Jesse, you're fired. Of course.
5.5.
I got to rinse you up for that one.
North Carolina by 3.5. There's the crap Iowa poll, Seltzer. Georgia by round 2. Iowa Trump 10.5 from Emerson. Emerson releases their Iowa poll
right, Skywalker in the building, salute.
Right before the Sham Harris +3. They got Trump 10.5 points up in Iowa. How do we have a spread of 13 points in a state with 3 days before the election? One poll gets released with Trump up 10.5 points. The other poll has Harris +3. Hilarious. That poll is going to be crazy wrong. Virginia, they've got it as a tie. There's a lot of undecideds in that poll. I think Trump has a chance in Virginia. It's probably still only around a 20% chance, though. That poll was 45-45. So it's basically
eating the fucking cats, man. It probably was Lil Uzi. They doing something. They already got a cage. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They act so surprised when they say they're eating the fucking cats, man. Y'all new to this channel.
10% undecided. It's just not a great poll this late in the cycle. Pennsylvania, Trump 1.7. Michigan, Trump 1.5. Harris up by 5 in Minnesota. And then Trump +1.3 in Wisconsin. So those are more polls. Those are quality pollsters. Minnesota, I think it could be a little bit closer, but I do think Harris is going to carry Minnesota. I think Virginia will be more conservative this cycle than Minnesota. Whether or not Trump will...
Respectfully, if y'all got here through the vertical stream or the shorts feed, if you was on the shorts and you found video, double tap the screen. That gets the likes up. You know what I'm saying? Or go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. All right, now we know, numbers could be made up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes this shit is fake. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that, however, if we know that the Democrats cheat, especially with numbers, right? And they still have to show that he's leading, that means that he's really fucking them up. And like DMW said, I don't see too many people making content about Kamala.
Studio. I took him out of.
Trust me, I'll be watching.
Probably a very important meeting with probably his favorite couple of drinks is Piers Morgan. Here, it's great to see you.
Great to see you, Brian.
Fantastic.
You remain the only man who can get me out on a Saturday night onto television.
Pay attention to this. Piers Morgan. He got Piers Morgan up here to see who he predicts who's going to win. Let's see what he says.
Other than some fancy restaurant. Thank you.
It's at the top of my resume. Where do you see, as just being here a week, you went to the MSG rally. Very curious where you see it.
Look, I think it's fascinating. It's electrifying, right? The whole world is watching this election. I remember a period about 5 months ago when everyone feared it might be the most boring race in history. 2 old guys duking it out again. how wrong were we? We've had 2 assassination attempts. We've had Trump in a garbage truck, Trump in McDonald's, like you said. We've had Joe Biden getting assassinated politically by his own party and replaced by Kamala Harris, and so on. And now it's like on a knife edge, isn't it? I mean, you look at all these swing states, and really, you can't call any of them with any great authority. You know, tonight there's an outlier poll about Iowa that shows maybe Harris is up there. I don't believe that.
It was 15 points. Trump was up,
Yeah.
and now it just had the Des Moines Register put her up.
That doesn't seem right. And there's another poll in Iowa which has Trump heavily ahead. Look, my gut feeling, and I had this in 2016, and when I was saying it and writing it in 2016, people were laughing at me. But I kept saying, I'm getting a feeling that the Trump train is steaming to victory. I get that feeling again now. I've been in LA, I've been in New York. I'm getting a lot of people who did not vote Trump last time, but who are prepared this time, even if they don't like him, they're prepared to vote for him this time to stop Kamala Harris becoming president. I'm going on my gut,
Right.
and I'm feeling he could actually end up winning quite big.
And Pierce, you're not new to the Trump train. I mean, you guys have sparred together. You and
Yep.
Trump, you've been friends for a while, but you also disagree to each other's face, which is relatively unique. But this is what you said to us a short time ago about what you thought if Trump could come out and win, what it would mean. Watch.
It is one of the great comebacks in political history. And I read a column for The Sun in London this week, likening it to when Sinatra was thrown to the wolves in the late 40s, thought his career was over, all done and dusted. And then, boom, he comes back from here to eternity. He wins an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, and his career becomes one of the most iconic in the history of American celebrity show business. Donald Trump is on the verge of pulling off a similar comeback.
You're not backing up the comments.
Well, I think the word Nostradamus should be used there, shouldn't it? Look, I think I would compare it actually to what happened with Tiger Woods in golf. Tiger Woods was finished. He was number 1,100 in the world. Everyone was writing him off. The golf world, the celebrity world, he was done, toast, finished, kaput. And what happened? Tiger Woods didn't get the memo. And he fought back and he won the Masters in 2019, greatest comeback in the history of sport. If Trump pulls this off, and it is obviously incredibly close, but I think he will pull this off. And if he does, it is the greatest comeback in the history of politics. He becomes the Tiger Woods of politics. And it would be an extraordinary thing. We can remember, can't we? Start of 2022, it was over. You know, Ron DeSantis was surging away in the polls for the Republican nominee, and Trump was gone, done. Look at him now. It's incredible.
He was by himself in Mar-a-Lago, and now he's got a better team around him than ever before. The other question I had, that only you can answer, is what's the rest of the world think about him as a leader? Because we keep hearing that the rest of the world didn't like him. But I talked to the president of Poland, loves the guy. And then I talked to Prime Minister Boris Johnson this week. And I said, honestly, he's got a book out. He really likes you. You have the very similar accent. This is what he said about Trump as a global leader that he saw.
I had a good relationship with him.
With Donald Trump?
Yeah. And people, liberal friends of mine in the UK kind of freak out when I say this, but I enjoyed his company. Now, actually,
do you like him as a person, or do you like him as a leader?
Yes.
Do you like him as a leader?
So here's a terrible, I'm going to confess that I both, right? And I've always found him the model of kind of old world courtesy and charm.
And he thinks the world needs a strong leader in America.
I think a lot of people feel that. I think a lot of people think two things. One, that Trump, in his own blunt way, take NATO, for example. What did Trump do with NATO? He was misquoted as saying he wants to get rid of it. No, he didn't. He said, look, if America's going to pay the big lion's share of the costs of NATO, you will have to stump up and pay what you're supposed to be paying, and you're not. What's happening now? Have you noticed? Every other NATO country is now paying what they should have been paying. That is billions of dollars they wouldn't have been paying if Trump hadn't rattled the American saber of power. And America does that because America, in the end, has to do most of the heavy lifting. So I think Trump has a blunt way of going about things. Yes, sometimes his rhetoric can be, it can be controversial. It can be disappointing if you like him. Sometimes he'll groan and go, don't say that, Donald. But actually on the world stage, a lot of world leaders that I've talked to and interviewed, they have a respect for him. They do think he's a tough character. They do think he gets stuff done. And they do think this weird way he goes about dealing with people like Putin, like President Xi, like Kim Jong-un. He brings them in, if you like. And I think it's quite an effective tactic. You get these dictators, these very controversial foreign leaders. Trump gets them in. He sits down with them. He He treats them with respect, makes it quite tricky for them to pull stunts on his watch, and they didn't.
Right. I also think that a lot of the issues he ran on in 2016 are more apropos today. Build a wall. Oh, we're not going to build a wall. Get rid of sanctuary cities. Oh, you're so mean. Almost every sanctuary city is going, how did it get so bad? And how did we not finish that wall?
And what are the two big issues? Economy, immigration. What are the two things that the American voters in all the polls I've seen trust most with Trump over Harris? Immigration and the economy. They believe he will get this cost of living crisis over and done, and they believe with immigration he'll be tougher than she is. And if in the end he wins, it will be because of those two issues.
All right, I have bad news for Del Frisco's or the Hard Rock. Pierce is coming.
Elio's.
All right, and that's where you're going? Okay, that's where you're going right after.
I'm actually running a couple of minutes late. So if you wouldn't mind just wrapping this, Brian, I've got a meal to go to.
Well, I don't have a live audience, so I'll do it by myself. By the power vested in me, you are free to go. Pierce, thanks so much.
Great to see you.
I'm honored you kicked
It's
us off.
It's going to be a fascinating few days.
And I'm so glad you're in our studio at 1211.
It's a massive studio. How did they give you one this big?
This is what I demand.
Did they think I was coming in soon?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You have certain demands and I have certain demands. Thanks so much, Pierce.
Great to see you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great.
All right, let's get back to the masturbation. Oh, excuse me. Damn, not that word. I didn't mean to say that word. Let's get back to the MAGA rally. My bad.
Vice President.
Double tap the screen. This is a horrible story right here with this girl. You know what I'm saying?
Accused of killing. Murder tonight.
These niggas are savages, man. It's some new different type. These different type of criminals. These not even criminals. These not thugs or nothing like that. These niggas are psychos, bro.
Her coming to work with me in the morning first to do her summer school. She said, okay. I told her good night and I love you. I went to bed, not realizing that that was going to be the last time I saw her.
We're best friends. Yeah. We're going shaking again.
I woke up to notice she wasn't in her bed. I'm in my heart trying not to lose my mind because I don't know where she is. I finally remembered her phone had a location on, and her phone was pinging just 2 minutes down the road, right behind the skate park. I start driving to the direction the phone was being pinged at, and I see a couple cop cars with lights on. I see yellow tape, and immediately my heart drops and sinks to the bottom of my stomach. My daughter's hands and ankles were both bound. She was strangled to death, left with no pants. And I know in my heart, she fought incredibly hard. She was not going down without a fight.
We begin with two men we're learning are charged with capital murder tonight, accused of killing a 12-year-old girl.
Police say these men strangled her before dumping her into that creek. Both men were in the country illegally.
Rest in peace. 12 years old.
Apprehended, then released by Border Patrol less than 3 weeks before Jocelyn's death. The men accused of killing Jocelyn Nungare are affiliated with the gang known for brutal violence.
Kamala Harris was in charge of immigration in our borders. If we had better border policies and not open borders and not these catch and release policies, I truly believe this all could have been prevented. Under her being vice president of this country, my daughter's life was ripped away from her. She had her entire life ahead of her.
Happy birthday, dear Jocelyn.
My daughter is 6 feet in the ground based off of policies that she allowed to keep. Kamala Harris did have one job, and she not only failed, not me, she failed my daughter. She failed Jocelyn. She was only 12. President Trump reached out, gave me his sincerest condolences as not a former president, but just as a father, someone who cares. I believe Donald Trump needs to be back in office, I can at least know that my next child will be safe in this country.
But isn't that just terrible? And this is taking place thousands of times a year, different forms, different ages, different types of crime, but ultimately ending in all cases in death, needless death. The day I take the oath of office, the migrant invasion ends and the restoration of our country begins immediately. And when you vote on Tuesday, remember this. Kamala is importing illegal alien rapists and murderers, draconian monsters who are killing our children, our brothers, our sisters, our parents, our friends. They're willing to kill anyone, these people. They are true evil. When I win, I will not let these animals into our country any longer. I will not let them spill one more drop of precious American blood. And I just want to thank you, Carmen. And Jocelyn was so incredible. The mother is devastated. It's like devastated. She was devastated. You can never really be the same, can you? Just people say, oh, time. Sometimes with time, a lot of times with time, it only gets more difficult. The United States is now an occupied country. Think of that. We're an occupied country. This is thousands of people all over our towns and cities, countryside, having military-grade weapons, sometimes higher than military-grade. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Where the hell do those weapons come from, right? But it will soon be an occupied country no longer. November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America. I will rescue every city and town that has been invaded and conquered. Can you imagine? I'm saying our towns have been invaded and conquered, and that's what they are. Take a look at Aurora in Colorado. It's been invaded and conquered. And we have a radical left governor of Colorado who doesn't know what to do. I know what to do. And we will put the vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail. But first, we're going to see if it works out. We're going to kick them the hell out of our country because we don't want to take care of them. And to expedite removals of Tren de Aragua and other savage gangs like MS-13, equally violent. They like using knives to cut people up because knives are much more painful than a bullet. They did it in Long Island. You remember 2 young girls walking to school in the morning, beautiful 16-year-old girls. And they were grabbed by MS-13 and they were sliced into pieces and killed. And all I can say, it's really good that we have great law enforcement out there and that we were able to call ICE because ICE took care of business. They took care of business. And Kamala wants to defund ICE. Think of that. She wants to, she said, they're not nice people. They better not be nice people. They're nice people. They're going to have a lot of problems with living, but they are tough as hell, but they love our country equally as much. They love our country so much. They just want to be able to do their job. So ICE and Border Patrol and all of you, sheriffs and law enforcement officers, and yes, firemen and sanitation men and everything, you are on the A list, all of you. I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Can you imagine? That's when they ran it a little tougher. They weren't so politically correct in 1798. to target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. And I am hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer. And I will immediately ban all sanctuary cities in the United States of America immediately. And as we secure our borders, we will also rescue our horrendous, you saw the numbers on Thursday, horrendous economy. Yes, it's that bad. I always said that if it's going to happen, let it happen on their terms. The numbers were the worst that I've ever seen. 4 years of Kamala and Sleepy Joe have delivered nothing but economic hell for American workers. Her inflation disasters made life unaffordable and cost families over $30,000 a year in higher prices. That's inflation. That's what it's done. You know, inflation in a lot of quarters is called a country buster. It's a country buster. It busted Germany many, many years ago. Germany was busted with rampant inflation. It's a country breaker, country buster like almost nothing else. And yet, it's number one rated on the polls, inflation and the economy. And what you just saw with beautiful, beautiful Jocelyn, Mimi, and Carmen, what you just saw is number two. No, I don't think so. I think number one is stopping these people from destroying our country and stopping them right now. We'll handle inflation. We'll handle inflation. You know how we're going to handle it. We're going to drill. We're going to get energy costs so low. We're going to get you. We have more than any other country. More oil and gas. I call it liquid gold. That's what it is. That's why I say, Bobby, please enjoy yourself. Just leave the liquid gold to me, please. We're going to pay off debt. We're going to reduce your taxes still further. They got the biggest tax cut ever, biggest regulation cuts ever. We had a great administration. And I will say that I got you into no wars with countries that you've never heard of. And yet I defeated ISIS. I rebuilt our military and I defeated ISIS in about 4 years less than these stupid generals like Milley and Kelly and Mattis. Sir, it'll take approximately 5 years to defeat ISIS. How about we did it in about 4 weeks? With the real generals. Just this week, we had the worst jobs report in modern history. So the reason I put it second on the list is I wanted you to meet these incredible mothers and these unbelievable families that are just decimated because it's number one. It will always be number one to me because I'm good at this stuff. I'll handle inflation. You'll be making so much money all of a sudden. It'll just be beautiful. Because if we get your energy costs and your interest rates and a couple of things down, it'll be even better than it was. You know, we had the greatest, strongest economy in the history of our country. We're going to do it again, but even better. And now I know Washington. Now I know, because I went to Washington very few times in my life. I didn't know anybody. Think of that. I became president of the United States and I didn't know anybody in Washington. That's a problem. So I had to rely on rhinos and some others and some very good people too. And we had a lot of great people. Look, our trade deals have been unbelievable. Nobody can believe it even. And so many other things. Our right to try, one of the greatest things, right to try. We got so much done. All the regulation cuts. We approved more regulation cuts than any president in history times 5. That's why you had the great job. That's why you had the great job numbers. And it's really why we were the envy of the world. We were going at levels that nobody's ever seen. We got hit by the China virus and we took care of it. We did a Great job. You know, we turned it over with the stock market higher than it was previous to the virus coming in. I mean, it was sort of an amazing thing. Nobody had ever heard about this. Nobody knew anything about it. All we knew that all over the world, lots of people were dying, and we did a great job. Never got credit for that. Got credit for the great economy. Got credit for knocking out ISIS and having no wars. I'm the only president in 82 years I had no wars. Remember crooked Hillary Clinton? She said, look at him, he'll create wars. Look at him, look at his attitude. Look at him, he's going to create wars. I said, no, my attitude is going to keep us out of wars. And that's what happened because they respected us. They respected us. But just this week, we had the worst jobs report in modern history with only 12,000 anemic jobs created. And much of that was government jobs. We had nothing. You know, usually we hear 200,000 jobs were created, 250, 300, 350, 190, 100, 12,000. And they thought they could hold this report till after the election. And somebody released it, a whistleblower or somebody released it. But they released something far more sinister because if you go back a few weeks, you remember they created 818,000 fake jobs. They didn't exist, and they put them down as though they did. So that instead of having today's problem, which is 12,000, which is like terrible, it looked okay. Not great, but it looked okay. So they created 818,000 fake jobs, and it was revealed 2 weeks ago, and the fake news media hardly picked it up. What a shame. That's a lot of fake news. Look at that. That's a lot. Wow. That's a lot of fake news, Mr. Chairman. That's a lot, huh? I can't believe it. You know, they hate me, but ratings predominate. For the networks, ratings predominate over hate. But think of what they did. 818,000 fake. And then last week they had to revise the figures from the previous month, 112,000. So that's almost 1 million fake jobs. I call them fraudulent. Fake isn't strong enough. And they did that hoping that all of you people wouldn't have a chance to see before you pull the lever on Tuesday. But a whistleblower released the information on the 800,000 jobs plus. The whistleblower said, you know, there were not 800,000 and 18,000. You add them up, and then you add 100, and think of it, 112,000 jobs. So you're close to 1 million jobs. And the whistleblower, some whistleblower, I never loved the idea of whistleblowing, but in this case, I liked it very much. But they thought it would be very unfair to go through an election. Somebody was being fair. They thought it would be very unfair. Could you imagine if those numbers, we have the election, and let's say there's a bad result, and then 3 days later they say that almost 1 million jobs were not created. I mean, we would say they were fraudulent. They were fraudulent, by the way. If that were a Republican doing that, they'd probably be in jail by now. But you also had 30,000 private sector jobs that were killed in a single month, and nearly 100,000 manufacturing jobs. This just came out on Thursday, that were wiped out since the start of the year. And those manufacturing jobs, they're important to us as a country. 150,000 Americans joined the unemployment rolls in October, close to a record. And nearly 250,000 people dropped out of the labor force. Can you believe this? And these are the numbers. And I did say that if they've got to be released, let them release it before the election. These numbers are all public. They've been released. Meanwhile, a statistic that a lot of people are going to hate hearing, but that's the way it is. Meanwhile, 100% of the net jobs created in the last year have gone to migrants. The migrants have gotten every single job plus that was created. Illegal here. Many of them are illegal, and many of them are murderers, and many of them are terrorists. I mean, they're taking the job. And you know who they're taking the jobs from? The black population mostly. It'll start hitting the Hispanic population. But right now, and the other thing that you should demand, everybody in this room should demand it in front of the fake news right now. They should demand it because they put no pressure on these crooked politicians. You should demand that they give you the numbers of how many black people are going to lose their job. The African American population, they're getting fired at numbers that we have never seen before. And migrants that are here illegally are coming in and taking their job. And they have homes and mortgages and they have things to pay. And they've worked there for 10 and 15 and 20 years and they're losing their jobs. And frankly, the Hispanic are next. I hear that that's what's happening. But the Hispanics are next. And unions are going to be seriously affected too, very seriously. The unions know that this is a big problem. So think of what they've done. They've allowed people to come in by the millions, 21 million people. I think it's much more than that. And then you have the gotaways. You know what the gotaways are? That's the people that don't want to be looked at all. So they're worse than the people we're seeing. That's why they don't want to be looked at. These are depression type numbers, 1929 depression type numbers. And I never wanted to be, I always told people, I would have hated to be the president of the United States in 1929 when you had the Great Depression. Herbert Hoover, I would not want to be Herbert Hoover. What a time that was. People jumping off buildings. And that's where we're headed because we have leadership that's incompetent. We have low IQ people, and we need very, very, very high IQ people. Under my leadership, we are quickly going to turn this economic nightmare into an economic miracle. Wait till you see how fast we're going to get it going. We'll get the prices down. Don't forget, you could stop inflation, but the bacon is still at the all-time high, and the lettuce and the apples. There's a story that should never happen in this country. An old woman goes into the grocery store, and she takes 3 apples. That's what she lives on. And she brings it up to the counter, and then they tell her the price of the apples. And she says, I'm sorry. Then she takes 1 apple and brings it back to the refrigeration area, puts it back in, and comes and pays for 2 apples. This should never be happening in our country. This should never be happening. We will make America wealthy again, and we will make America affordable again.
I had to go make some coffee, man. While I was doing that, motherfucker sent me some shit, man. It says Diddy's secret tunnels, hidden bodies, and Hollywood rituals. A traffic survivor reveals. Yo, this girl is going the fuck off. They got 18,000 votes, right? And most of the people saying they believe this broad, man. You know, I don't know what to believe, man. All right. Just voted Trump. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. If you're on that Trump train, type 1s in the chat. I had to go make some coffee, so I had to get away from this shit for a second. But ooh, his baby girl right here spilling the motherfucking tea right here, man. Look, that's a deep picture, right? Dame, Hov, J-Lo, Diddy. You know what I'm saying? This shit is messy right here, yo. Let's get to some mess. Y'all want to go down that rabbit hole, man? Double tap the screen. Go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. You know what I'm saying?
The Getty. Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres.
Shorty going viral right now. I'm just letting y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a commercial. You know what I'm saying? Monster Box. What's that about? Let me see this commercial.
Whole lot of silver could be coming your way. ST Bullion's month.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get back into this smut work. All right. What is it? Sunday? It feels like Saturday, man. Let me refresh this real quick. All right, there we go. There we go. If you're on that Trump train, type 1. All right. Sunday, you know, Sunday is a real slow day. And then this ain't my normal time. This is messy, man. Let me see. They put the shit on private. I got it. I got it here. I'm just interested, man. I just gotta see, man, what this bitches talk about. Wait. Give me 1 second. This shit's still live. All right, let's get into what she said. She went live and started blowing up all type of shit, man. I mean, you know what bugs me out about these broads, man, that's coming out on it. It's the same thing like with the Diddy, with the Russell shit, with the Chris Brown shit, with all these other people, right? Why they say something, why they, it almost seems like they clout chasing or they looking for a money grab when they don't say nothing when the shit happen. Because some of the shit that they be talking about, you be like, yo, you talking about hidden tunnels and shit, bitch? What the fuck?
I do what I do because I need to be.
Let me go to the beginning so I can see what the hell.
Yes? So no, we don't want to team up with another survivor. We're not going to do that. It's
all right, here we go.
More than disgusting. It's evil.
I mean, if she was fucking with Diddy, she could have at least got her teeth fixed, man. I heard other bitches got their titties done.
And it's basically on the same lane as slave traders. I'm talking about traffickers. It's on the same lane. So if that's you, shame on you. There is a lot of evil in money. And if that's what you're doing, it's going to come back to bite you. I
ain't gonna lie, the ones with the messed up teeth know how to do the work.
Inciting anything. I'm not threatening, but I probably
they'll surprise the fuck out of you because I seen some chicks with some pair of teeth like that. You know what I'm saying? And I thought for sure she was gonna be brutal, but to my surprise, that shit wasn't brutal at all.
Seems like yesterday I had lots of dough. I got Biggie shot and nobody know. Shoot the club up, pass the gun to J-Lo.
Promise you that will bite you back. So, I mean, there's only so much that I can do. It's just us. But I am telling you that there are many platforms and people that are doing this, taking my story and using it. I don't mind if there are people who are sharing us and like your screen recording right now, if you take this video and you're going to share it so other people can get this information that they need. The truth is priceless. You shouldn't be trying to get on a Patreon, a subscription fee, or anything like that for the truth of the children. People doing very expensive events for the truth of trafficking and using my videos, charging people insane amounts for general admission to come into the place, and then using.
It feels like that, L'Oreal. It feels like some of them is just here for that money.
A real survivor.
Money train. We here for that Trump train.
To validate what you're doing and taking money for. Shame on you. It's
shut the fuck up and spill the tea, man. Tell us about the tunnels.
What connections? What did it? Numerous threats. Why would we team up with them and then intermingle?
Here you go.
In 2021, when I said P. Diddy and nobody tells on him in 2021, everybody was nope, that can't be true.
She's got to be Dominican or African or something, but she got them sunken in raccoon eyes.
Either. When I told you that people are eating and abusing children, not my people, not my idols. When I told you that it's going on in your local neighborhoods, nope, that can't be true. So now there's a lot of people calling people back, talking about.
But mainly, this is a bunch of bitches that Diddy used to fuck on, that now they're trying to kick knowledge.
Did you see the movie Sound of Freedom? Did you see that it's coming out in the news? Did you see Kevin Hart's guilty? All the people that called you crazy and you're digging on the internet too much, and this can't be real because it's just something. It's conspiracy theorists.
What makes us want to believe you though?
Become realists, and you're the problem, not them. So if you're sitting on my page expecting me to exploit my body to you for you to
blah blah blah, this bitch don't sound like nothing.
Understand what the hell is going on, not just for me, but for other children and possibly for your own, you're the problem. You are the problem. You are the reason this is still taking forever. You are the reason that we are still here. You are the problem as an adult figure. You are the problem. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Look me in my eyes if you are watching this
I'll be
video.
happy.
You are the problem. So what are you gonna do about it?
I'm happy that I stopped chasing after bitches like this. Cause me, I will back in the days, I would love a dysfunctional bitch like this.
I am 30 years old. This has been going on since I
Damn, she at least 42.
was 3 months old. Evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence has been dropped. Do you think that after I stood up and said, hey, can I get a copy of that camera? Do you think
She's saying Diddy R-word her?
Think that after somebody tied me down and abused me for hours, I got up and said, hey, can somebody give me a copy of that CD? I'm gonna need it for so-and-so because
Facts. That's what I normally ask.
because they're not gonna believe me when I try to tell you. That's the whole point. That's what traffickers get a kick out of, is people like you. Because nothing can ever do it for you.
Dominican Jaguar right here.
You are the problem.
Light the fire.
There are children being fertilized right now. And if there's a 5-year-old baby that's getting fertilized right now, you're not going to believe that baby until you see another video? That's what was wrong with McMartin Preschool. All of a sudden, those kids were crazy. Somebody, this is for
Where was all this knowledge when you was sucking Diddy dick? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
clout. What clout? What clout?
The clout you get now, because we wouldn't even be looking at your video unless you was talking about Diddy. This is what I'm saying.
Don't be stupid. What money? You see our shit in this car? What money? Come on now.
Like, she's literally living in a car. No, I mean, like, I would be,
Come on now.
y'all gotta make better life choices with y'all coochies out here, man. Serious, ladies.
So to the ones who I already got it, and I get it. I got it. Thank you. This is why. This is why.
All right, man. I said everything I have to say for the night, man. I'm done. All right. I didn't even want to do this fucking video. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually working on my other channel. I'm gonna be live on my other channel tonight, MACMEAN TSTV. Go subscribe. All right. The Billy salute. Nah, she getting money somewhere though. She don't look like she got some. She look like she doing bad. Especially the condition of her teeth when she's talking about Diddy shit. It's like I would think that the first thing these bras do is go get them teeth.
Selves in danger. Walked into an event, said our piece, and then walked out. And somebody, why are you still moving? Because why would we be sitting ducks? If you know that somebody is coming towards you and you're outnumbered, you just gonna sit there and wait for him? You just gonna sit there and wait and chill? Like, oh yeah, I know they want to kill me. I know there's about 10, 20 of them. So
she did shit, yeah.
Sometimes you're
Man, I've seen so many of these different chicks on this internet. Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna get with y'all on my other channel, MACMEAN TSTV later on. Salute everybody that's here.